Hey, welcome to our YouTube channel Zepic, where stories don't just entertain you, they hit you in the soul and leave a mark. Today, we're diving into a story you've probably never heard in school, never seen in movies, a battle so epic, so insane, that it straight up changed the course of American history. Yet, barely anyone talks about it. Wild, right? This is the story of the Battle of New Orleans, 1815. A battle that technically never needed to happen, yet without it, America might not even exist the way we know it today. Imagine a war being over, the peace treaty already signed, the diplomats shaking hands across the ocean, but back home, boom, a bloody 30-minute war explodes on the bayou, a battle fought with pirates, teenagers, freed slaves, frontiersmen, and backwoods fighters, led by a man who looked like he walked out of a Clint Eastwood Western, General Andrew freaking Jackson. Now wait, don't scroll, don't yawn. This ain't your average boring textbook story. Nah, this is pure, unfiltered chaos, and America's last stand against the British Empire's full power. Let's rewind for a sec. The War of 1812. America versus Britain, Round 2. A scrappy young republic barely 30 years old, facing the empire that once ruled them, and still salty about losing the colonies. Tensions had been boiling, British ships harassing American sailors, Native American alliances stirring on the frontier. And Washington, D.C., already burned to the ground by British troops earlier in the war. Yeah, bro, the White House got torched. The Capitol got wrecked, and morale down bad. But then came the final blowout. New Orleans, a key port city, the gateway to the Mississippi River. Whoever controlled it, controlled the heart of America's economy. And the British wanted it, bad, so they rolled in with over 8,000 elite troops, trained, armed to the teeth, confident as hell. Meanwhile, the Americans, led by Andrew Jackson, who pulled together the wildest squad you can imagine, pirates from the Gulf, Choctaw warriors, free black volunteers, Kentucky riflemen, and yeah, literal teenagers with muskets. Talk about an underdog squad. Jackson looked at that mess and said, "Let's get to work." And boy did he work. Dude studied the swamps, turned the muddy terrain into a fortress, dug trenches like a Minecraft pro on survival mode, and waited. Now picture this. Foggy morning, January 8th, 1815. British soldiers marching in tight lines like it's a parade. Drums beating, redcoats flashing in the mist. But what they didn't know, Jackson's crew was locked in, waiting, scopes loaded, hearts pounding, and when the British charged, it was like walking into a buzzsaw. In just 30 minutes, over 2,000 British soldiers were either dead or wounded. Bodies fell like dominoes, chaos everywhere, while Jackson's men suffered fewer than 70 casualties, 70 versus 2,000 plus. That's not just a win, that's pure domination. And here's the craziest part. The Treaty of Ghent, the deal that officially ended the war, had already been signed in Europe. 2 weeks before. Yeah, the war was technically over, but because news traveled like molasses back then, across oceans on ships, not TikTok notifications, nobody knew. So this insane battle went down, with real lives lost, over a war that had already ended. Think about that for a second. Imagine dying in a war. That was already done. That's next-level tragic, but also next-level legendary, because this battle, it didn't just save New Orleans. It restored American pride, showed the world that the United States wasn't just a scrappy rebellion. It was now a serious nation, a force that could beat the world's biggest empire. And Jackson? Oh, bro. He became a straight-up national hero. The dude rode that wave of fame all the way to the presidency, became the 7th president of the United States. All thanks to this one wild, chaotic, muddy 30-minute war. And you want to know what really hurts? Most Americans today never even hear about it, never get told how close they came to losing everything, how history flipped in half an hour, how the underdogs, the misfits, the pirates and farmers, actually beat the British Empire. That's why Zepic exists, to tell the stories no one else will, to bring fire back into history. 'Cause this ain't about dusty dates and dry facts. Nah. This is about drama, betrayal, glory, strategy, human survival, and sometimes straight-up dumb luck. And you, if you're still here, still listening, that means something. You're one of us now. Part of the curious crew, the hungry minds, the people who don't settle for surface level. You crave depth, emotion, truth. You want stories that slap, lessons that stick, and legends that live on forever. So if this made you go, wait, what? If it gave you goosebumps or made your brain do backflips, hit that like, smash that subscribe, turn that bell on loud enough to wake history from the grave, because we're just getting started. Next story, crazier than this one. More twists, more secrets, more fire. So stay locked in, stay sharp, stay legendary. This is Zepic.